The deadline in this sector for voluntary presentation at the experimental center is 6 o'clock.
You're supposed to be an artist. Use your imagination.
Oh, thanks a lot. I'm all out.
What's happening, everybody? Shelton J. Think About It Radio. Another Tuesday, another great day. A day after Monday. We got another round table discussion with you guys straight from the streets with my man, Mr. Brandon Whiting, my man, Mr. Vincent Booker. We got another one, man. We gonna just hit y'all hard and heavy with it, and then we gonna just let y'all sit back and marinate on it. Can you dig it? Mr. Brandon Whiting, Mr. Vincent Booker. How y'all doing, man?
That's exactly what I want.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm great, bro.
Great.
Beautiful thing.
Already. Great is better than bad. I can dig it. I'll take that all day. I'll take that all day, man. Now, you guys had a good week so far?
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay, Brandon, your week been good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool.
Man,
before we get into it,
Learning.
make sure we don't forget. Give the people your contact information, Brandon. Then being Mr. Vincent, you can give people your contact information as well, because you know once we get into it, we get to firing off, and I just don't want nothing to be overlooked. You did?
That's right. My contact information is Brandon Whiting, WHITTING, the number 20 at gmail.com.
Okay.
And my contact you can see me on Facebook.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Mr.
Book.
And my contact information is vinbook71 at gmail.com. That's VINBOOK71 at gmail.com, or you can reach me at Facebook.
Okay, I already appreciate that. I thank you very much for that information.
Yes,
also, for everybody listening, my man Brandon Whiting has his moving company. And if you guys need some moving services, holler at him. He'll do you right. He'll do you right. So y'all, I'll put that plug in there for you too, my brother.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro. Yeah,
no
bees moving, man. Bees moving.
That's right. He bees moving.
Right. Yeah, not bees in the trap, bees moving.
If you bees in the trap,
yes,
you be moving too, to jail, to the penitentiary.
Right. Yes, sir.
It's good business, man. Okay, man. I put out there today, man, that we want to talk about the mind, right? And I've been all week, man, on different stuff here about mind and thinking and the importance of it. And it was like the fact of, I came with the question that, well, we seen earlier in the past, right, about that commercial. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, and they used to talk about college and stuff, but that still holds true to this day. And so I came up with, we gotta figure out what are we putting our minds on, where are we putting our minds at, and then what's causing us, I guess, to have the conversation that we continue to have on a regular basis, and from other people as well, do you see people using their mind, or do you see them just neglecting the fact that they got a brain up there that works for them? And so we was talking about, not wasting your mind and not wasting your God-given talent, because you're born with that, right? You're born with that. When you come, right, the brain comes with you. Right. So I just think sometimes because it comes free, we don't really value it as we need to. And so I just want to get into, a roundtable discussion on the importance of thinking and the pros and the cons, even, if you will. And Mr. Whiting, I'd like for you to elaborate, first of all, my man.
Like you talking about the brain, man, like you say, we all been given the brain. But I think that even when, I always try to go back to the root.
Yes, sir.
I think that we are not taught to think. It's more like conditioned just to believe a certain thing that we always been conditioned to believe. So I think we don't inspire people to think, and use their own brain and their own talents, like you said. It's more so this is how we was taught, and this is how we're going to teach you. And not saying that people have wrong intentions, but that's usually is the way it is. And a lot of, and if you think about it, like a child has a lot of questions. And when I was a child, I had a lot of questions, and a lot of times people say, don't ask no dumb questions and stuff like that. Well, it can be sometimes some stupid questions, but most of the time it's just people don't know,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why a lot of times we just say don't there's no such thing as a dumb or stupid question, because what's dumb or stupid to you may not be dumb or stupid to the next person.
Okay,
Like
indeed.
they say common sense is not that common. Everybody don't. That varies too. So
Yes, sir.
that's what I think. I think that we are not, and it's even from childhood, from our parents to even the television. It's more of like a programming, if you will, instead of just try to think. So
That's what it's called,
started off
television
like this.
programming.
Right.
Mr. Booker?
I agree with Brandon, man. I mean, it's one of those things. It's a quote. The minister Louis Farrakhan used to always use, man. He said that he who gives you the diameter of your knowledge prescribes the circumference of your activities. And basically just saying that, when you don't use your mind, somebody will use it for you. And like I said, I agree with what Brandon said. In most cases, we're not taught to think for ourselves. You know what I mean? And that's why you see some of the conditions that we in. I mean, it's a continual cycle. You know what I mean? Because we're not thinking for ourselves. You know what I mean? Everything in nature has been given, the gift to do for self. So when you see those not in a position or those not doing for self, it's because somebody else is controlling them. Somebody else is controlling their thinking for them. And, like Brandon couldn't have said it no better, man. I mean, you have to, like I said, I would always go back to the root, of the problem is you have to look at everything that we get, and dissect it, break it down. Just don't go with what somebody tell you. Don't just go off of what I tell you. Investigate it, investigate it and see if there's some truth in it, instead of just going along to get along. Like I said, Brandon pretty much touched on it pretty good, man.
Yeah, I like that. I like that summation, man, from both of you guys in reference to that, because the importance of thinking, sometimes it gets, I guess it gets overlooked, right? Because we rather be entertained than educated, right? We want to be, the feel good. We want the placebos, I think, rather than just grab information. And even with the various information that's out there, I think a lot of times, man, people fail to, I guess, disseminate or, to share information because people is so angry, right? People's opinions are so adamant on what they believe. And so they just diss you as a whole person because I can't believe you don't believe it this way. I can't believe you don't know it this way.
Right.
So I think sometimes people shut down mentally and may know a lot more than what they share, right? But for fear of the attacks or the negativity and not really wanting to argue information, because as you talked about before, hey, what's solid to you is 100% solid to you. If I'm saying something, that may be 100% solid to me, but because it just differs than what's solid to you, don't mean we just gotta, hate each other. Your information is what it is, and my information is what it is. You use what you use. You got a bunch of seasonings in the cabinet, in the kitchen, right? Do you use them all for every meal?
Right. Right. That's a great analogy.
You feel me?
Man,
So it's just like information. You got all this information up here. When do you use it?
Right.
What do you use it on? How do you use it? How much of it do you use? And at what point in time do you use it? So we got all this information sitting out here, and at the same time is that we have to take advantage of it. And we walking around with bland thoughts, bland food, bland ideas, bland way of thinking because we're not seasoning our mind. We're not putting the ingredients that's available to us. You see what I'm saying? I understand if you're cooking some chicken and all you got is pepper, then all you're going to have is pepper chicken, unless you go to the store to get some salt. But if you got all the ingredients in there to pull off this great meal and you've done it before, what's stopping you from doing it again?
Right. It goes back to what you're saying, bro. I mean,
Yes,
I want to reiterate on some stuff you just said about the thinking again, and a lot of people fear. We fear the unknown. They talk about the X and stuff. A lot of people fear a lot of things. They got these phobias, and some people fear to be challenged on something they always believe, because what it's going to do is force you to rethink it, and that's scary. because you never thought Big Mama or Papa wasn't right. You know what I mean?
Wrong.
Or it was more knowledge to it than that. Not even right or wrong sometimes. But it's more knowledge and understanding to what you know now, you know, as you continue to grow. So a lot of times, and with knowing that, I try to avoid debates sometimes because I know some people are very close to their beliefs and their values and their morals. You know, they hold on to them tightly and dearly. But as I always say, you know, especially with Facebook, and I try to be selective when I have debates with people I kind of know.
That.
So it won't get into name calling and stuff like that because everybody ain't got that type of restraint.
Yeah,
so I try to be
you'll sidestep a debate in a minute.
Right.
I watch.
You know, and people they get away from the issue and start talking about each other, and that's when everything because you don't have because evidently somebody's saying something that's striking a nerve or something, or you don't know where to go. So you like that cat trying to fight your way out the corner, so you just strike and attack. With me, I don't take debates personal because I already look at it as that's your perception and you speaking some truth, and I got to even question what I believe, and that's okay. We should challenge that, and that goes back to what I was talking about. That thinking, we are not taught that a lot of times. Now they have debate teams and stuff like that. You know, we've seen a movie, The Great Debaters, but we talking about the average person. They just want to say what they say, and I'm gonna say this, and this is what I mean, and this is how it is. Like it's concrete, you know what I mean? And when somebody challenges them on it, then they think somebody hating, and then, you know, they start using all these different words. It's not nobody hating, it's just I got a different perception. And if you think about it, maybe you could say, okay, I respect that cat's perception on it. And like get back to, and then also on the appetite situation you was talking about, that's promoting more. You know, whether it's sex, whether it's drugs,
big time,
whether it's partying, and all these things is to numb you with the most serious things. You know, so you become playful a lot, and that's why they got all these type of games. You know, they got a game for everything to keep you distracted, even with the sports. You know, when the football game go out, people be like, man, what's next? I'm ready for basketball.
Yeah.
Not knocking that, but they keep you like focused on something that's entertaining and keep you away from real issues.
Education.
A lot of times, you know. Well, that's right.
Yes, sir. You're definitely right.
I agree with Brandon, man. I mean, you know, he hit the nail on the hammer with him again. It's like, you know, everything that we pretty much see now, it's like a smoke screen. Everything is like a smoke screen.
Abracadabra.
It's designed to keep people from thinking. I mean, that's the whole idea of it all.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the whole idea. We got to keep it as fast and keep it as distracted as we can, because if we allow them the time to think, they can start changing. So this is like the new scheme for most of the African American. It's like the new plan for them is like, let's give them rich real fast. Let's give them a whole lot of money. You know, that's the new plan. That's the new tactic.
But
let's
no
give them
plan,
a whole
though.
lot of money.
But how's that working? With no plan, though.
But we see what they're doing with their money.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it actually still shows you who in control. That the brothers not thinking for themselves. They're not thinking for themselves. You know? And this is, like I said, man, Brandon pretty much touched on it. You know, it's like everything is like a distraction. The cars, the clothes, the shoes, the women. I mean, all of this is purposely done. It's intentionally done. They don't want us to think. They don't want us to go back into history and start digging up truth. It goes back to what Brandon said about, you know, the debates. You know what I mean? I love debate if it's on a proper platform, because, you know, the whole idea is like, bring your facts and I'm going to bring my facts, you know, and let's deal with facts. Not fairy tales, let's deal with facts. And let the facts stand out, you know. And that's what we present in any court of law. You got to bring your facts, you know, bring it to the table, and let's present it. Let's present it. But in today's time, I mean, like Brandon just said, you know, you have a lot of those, you know, that what they believe or whatever it is, they feel like it's in concrete. But when you challenge it, like he said,